So the governor continues to be miffed. The governor again not giving the go-ahead to have the assembly session just yet, even as the speaker has withdrawn his plea from the Supreme Court. That's the breaking news, to basically make their case stronger as far as the governor is concerned. More flashes coming in from the hearing in the Supreme Court sent by a colleague, Vaidyanathan, where Kapil Sibal, who's representing the speaker, telling the court it's unfortunate that the High Court, this is the Rajasthan High Court presumably, is not following the Supreme Court orders. Mr. Sibal saying that is paining us. Kapil Sibal also saying that the withdrawal does not mean we should not be allowed to raise the issue, and the case hearing actually is now over in the Supreme Court, reporting our colleague Vaidyanathan. So essentially, Arvind, what we've been saying, that basically now the Congress is trying not to give any more reasons either to the speaker to say that, look, the matter is still tied up in court, so should I allow you to convene the assembly session? And also worried, Arvind, about the fact that by and large the orders against them in the courts have been adverse.
Yeah, Vasu, that's why Congress, after a detailed legal consultation, they have come to this decision that they want to withdraw this petition from the Supreme Court, because like you mentioned, that governor earlier, when Ashok Gehlot had forwarded the cabinet recommendation to convene to summon the assembly, governor had cited this one of the reason for not summoning the assembly. In fact, he cited that the matter is pending before High Court and Supreme Court. So in order to negate the governor from citing this as a reason for not summoning the assembly, that was also strategy. That's why the Congress has decided to withdraw this particular application. And very important point, what Sibal has made before the Supreme Court is that though they are withdrawing this particular case at this moment, but they are not actually, they might, he has hinted that they might approach the court again, but they have not given any time frame. So according to our sources, as of now, Congress wants to fight this matter politically. They don't want to give any more room for the governor to not summon the assembly. That's why after a decision is made politically, then the Congress might again approach legally. But as of this moment, they want to fight this matter only politically.
Okay, right. Thanks very much indeed, Arvind, for that. Okay, let me just go across now to some of our experts as well who are joining us on the phone line. Can we get up PD? T. Acharya is there with us. He's the former Secretary General of Lok Sabha, a constitutional expert. Geeta Bhatt is also with us. She is a political analyst, supports the RSS. Also with us, Archana Sharma, Vice President, Media Chairperson, Rajasthan Pradesh Congress Committee. Thank you all so much for joining us. So, Archana ji, just to check with you, so this is basically a political move, is it, that you feel that the courts are not going in your favor, you don't want to give the Rajasthan governor any more excuses, that's why you're pulling out of the Supreme Court? But isn't this very confusing? You go to the High Court first, then you go to the Supreme Court, now you pull out of the Supreme Court?
So it was not Congress government in the Rajasthan that went to court first. It was the descendants who went to High Court. And now since it seems that they conspired, and now everything is exposed, so they want to linger on. And it is a part of delaying tactics on their part. So we don't want that all these things to be delayed, because it is our right, to convene assembly session. We are asking for that. But the governor was insistent on saying that since this matter is sub judice in the court, and so many questions he raised. So I think it's the right decision on the part of the speaker, because these people who have been exposed, now they just want to, save their membership. They don't want to get disqualified from the assembly. So they are trying to do all these things. And so I think it's a rational decision.
I think it's a rational decision. Mr. Acharya, now, because you have argued that, frankly, there is really no scope here in terms of the wiggle room that you have in a situation like this, where the speaker has simply issued notice, but already the courts appear to be adjudicating on this. But also, Mr. Acharya, the other challenge remains about the governor now still holding out and not, giving the go-ahead for the assembly session. What do you make of that?
So, first of all, let me make it clear that the governor calling the assembly session and the case being in the Supreme Court are totally unrelated things. So, there is no connection between these two things.
No, on the assembly
So
session.
the governor should,
Yeah.
so governor should not be constrained from calling the assembly merely because there is a case in the Supreme Court. But in any case, now that case has been withdrawn, as you say. So even that kind of a thing is not there now. Now, so far as the constitutional system that we follow in our country is concerned, the governor has to act on the aid and advice of the Council of Ministers. Under our system, the executive power is exercised by the elected government, not by the governor. The calling the session of the assembly is a part of the executive power.
Right.
That is exercised by the Council of Ministers,
Right.
which is elected and which is responsible to the legislature. That is the position, and it's clear to everyone.
Okay.
So, when the Council of Ministers decides
Right.
to call the session of the assembly on a particular date, there is a certain procedure which needs to be followed.
Okay.
I, as a Secretary General of the Lok Sabha, I've been handling this for many years.
Right.
Under the procedure that is followed here, the cabinet takes a decision about calling the assembly, parliament on a
Yes.
particular date.
Yes.
And then that decision comes to the speaker. Speaker is also kept in the loop.
Right.
And then the Secretary General sends this to the President,
Right.
to the Secretary to the President. And the President immediately signs it, and then we issue the summons.